Alright, you're looking at the locator column on page B13 of the Master Game Edition booklet. Now, before we could use the locator columns, we have to do all of the background work associated with this column, and that's what I want to show you. Okay. Now, just real quick, this is the table that you would refer to if you wanted to use a method-based system to determine the intended receiver, determine the defensive player that had the interception instead of just going off the board result, or if you remember the basic game that you never knew who the defensive player was that had the sack, and this table rectifies all that. But before you could do it, you have to do some background work. Now, I have up here, and I want to bring it up, the depth chart of the 2011 New Orleans Saints. And reason I bring it up is we have to look at all receivers that have a letter grade with a hyphen and a numeral after it. Okay, like Marquise Colston. He's A-rated, hyphen 12. All right, Jimmy Graham, A-rated, hyphen 11. Henderson, B4. And what you want to do is you want to find every receiver on your team that has a letter grade and a hyphen and a numeral in their pass receiving column. But if we look at Darren Sproles, you notice out here has the primary kick returner and secondary kick returner and primary punt returner, and it doesn't have any type of receiver rating but if we look at his card, you'll see his pass receiving grade is an AB-14. So what I'm telling you is remove all of the receivers' cards that have a pass rating, letter grade, hyphen, and a numeral from the team envelope. Because if you're just using the depth charts, you'd be extremely inaccurate in this situation right here. Alright, so I removed all of my receivers, okay, and I make a list. And you want to do a list that you could keep and always refer to, because this is the information that you're going to transfer over to a score sheet, and you only want to do this background work once. So I use just my little index cards, and here's a listing under receptions of all the receivers. Now you notice that 14 left of Sproles' name. Well, that is his numerical rating. You always start at the top with the highest numerical rating. Colston has a 12. Jimmy Graham's 11. Lance Moore's an 8. Okay, on and on and on and on. Now when you get to receivers that have the same rating, it's real simple. Just put them in alphabetical order. Alright? So then tally up all the numbers. Came up to 69. Refer to page B13. Go to the locator columns. Look at the columns. And if you notice in column 5, or Roman numeral number 5, my 69 fits within the window of 64 through 72. So on my score sheet, on my index card, that is why you see the Roman numeral 5. Now I have to assign dice rolls to it. Alright, 14. So that's dice rolls 1 through 14. That 12 indicates 12 dice rolls. So I assigned 15 through 26. That 11 indicates 11 dice rolls. So I indicate 27 through 37. Okay, on and on and on. Now each receiver gets a numeral associated with it, and it has to match what the total team points were. So for this situation with 69, this better be 69 here. You do the same for defensive players. All right, Junior Gillette, that QS is his sack rating. The -5, that is his number. That, when I go to Junior Gillette, I write a 5 next to it. Harper's card, he had a QS 5. All right, let's look at Tracy Porter. That W-1 is his interception rating. And I would put a 1 next to his name. Porter 1. Let's just look at the interceptions. Saints didn't have very many that year. So I tally it up. Only comes up to 14. When I go to the locator column, that falls under Roman numeral number 1. That is why there's a Roman numeral number 1 there. And you would do this for each team, and you would save these cards, either put it on the computer or however you want to do it, notebook, whatever. And this is what you're going to use on the score sheet, and I'll show you that next.